In this video, we're putting together the Skorpekh Lord from the Necron side of the Indomitus box set. Welcome back to Winter Disco Tabletop Gaming, and we are still going through our build-along series for the Indomitus box set. In this video, we are doing the very large, big boy Skorpekh Lord. He's a big boy. So, what you will need is Sprue H. So Sprue H is the Necron side of the box, which is very nice. So you can see there is a ton of pieces that we need to put together. So this one's going to take a little while, but we will get through it. And it has a 65mm base, so at some stage I'm going to have to go grab that. But let's get stuck in. So H, wow, we need a lot of pieces to start with. So what we'll do, we'll get the body out and we'll start adding bits here and there. So I think H19 and H23 are probably, bring that in a shot, the body and the spine are probably going to be the best shot to start with. So let's bring that in. So if we think we can orientate this correctly, so H is down in the bottom left hand corner down there. So H19, let's see if we can find it. And it's always difficult to find it in the first place because the numbers are all over the place. So H19 is actually in the top left corner, up in there. So we'll grab that one. It looks like that's part of the body too. So it looks like there's a whole bunch sort of up in the top area. So because my camera's in the way, I will bring that out. So there's a few contact points, it looks like, but nothing too difficult. And yeah, like I said, because my camera's in the way, I can't actually show the cutting out process. Okay, so here's the body. So top of the body, there is a big chunk of sprue. So we'll cut that one out as well. And yeah, we'll start cleaning up this bit. So hopefully you have been enjoying this series. I think I start every one of these videos to say, I just want to do like a really chilled out build-along series, just because this is my favorite part of the hobby. It's very therapeutic. I have tons of models that I've just put together and have never painted, but yeah, I just love doing this. Very stress relieving, I think. So this one is, like I said, it's a pretty big model, so I don't know how long this video is going to go for. I'm trying not to edit down these videos too much, simply because I want it to be a real sort of experience. And if you do get these models, you can join in and build along, which is kind of cool. Eventually I may do some live streamed versions of these, because that would be fun. So we can hang out and chat and do all that stuff. So if you do want to see that, definitely feel like dropping a subscribe, because this entire series will be completed at some point in time. I'm kind of getting about 2 videos out at a time. Well, 2 videos a day. I don't want to overload everyone. Alright, that bit seems pretty good. It's a bit fairly chunky, so I've been using the file to get into that bit, but I'll also like to come back with the mold remover just to sort of smooth it up a bit. You can do that. You don't need a mold remover. You can do it with a knife. I find that they sort of do the same thing. I just like the mold remover. I can actually, has a grip there. That little bit there, I feel like I can put my finger there and hold on to it. Okay, so now we need H23, which is the spine section. So 23, oh sorry, I've got it upside down. So 23, where are you, 23? This is, I think it is, okay, so it's actually down the bottom middle, right there. So we'll cut that one out. And it also has a big peg on there too, so that's something to be aware of. Alright, that's popped out. So let's give that a clean. And we'll just cut that bit off. I think that bit is going to be hidden anyway. Oh, sorry, not the camera, but I'm not 100% entirely sure on that. So we'll just keep going through cutting it off. I think that's pretty much all of it. So we'll test fit this. So if you've seen one of the Royal Warden ones, I know how the back and the spine go now, so I made a big mistake on that, but we fixed it up. So let's just actually bring it in so I don't actually break it. So it looks like it does slide in just like that, all the way by the looks of it. So we'll do a little bit of glue. We don't need too much glue. A little bit of glue, we'll just a little bit there, and that should be enough to catch it all. There we go. There are a few other contact points you can do, but I think that should be fine. That should keep it in place. Okay, there we go. Next bit, what should we do? I won't put the... This is going to be interesting, because there's a number of ways you can go. I think I'll do the gun at the end of this section and put the legs on. It doesn't look like there's a whole bunch of contact points there, but it may... It looks like it's only the contact point. So this may be getting a little bit flimsy, but that's fine. So we get 21 and 22. 21 and 22, where are you? I think I did see down the bottom. Okay, yeah. So 21 is there, H21, and then 22 is another leg, so we should be able to see that pretty easily. 22 is at the top. I mean, it's a bit annoying how they're all over the place, but it is the best sprue placement, and that's fine. So we've got one leg, and then 22 at the top with a whole bunch of debris, which is cool. Come on, there we go. Alright, so let's tidy these up a bit. The mold lines aren't too bad on this sprue. I've been surprised. Sometimes you get some pretty pronounced mold lines, but on this one, they're almost even barely noticeable, which is kind of cool. Always get rid of them though, because there's nothing worse, particularly if you're going to dry brush. I found all my dry brushing, it really does draw attention to the mold lines and any little bit of extra bits that you have on. It would help if I actually got that in the camera shot. We'll get there. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Alright, that's one leg, and we'll check out the other leg. So we'll cut that off. Oops, got a bit zealous there. I guess with the Necrons, it doesn't particularly matter if you take out some gouges. I don't think you want to do some big cuts in there, but you can see, if I get into focus, is it going to focus? Kind of. There's a gouge there that's part of the model, but then where the mold line is and the sprue joint, you can just, if you dig in there a bit too much, it's not too bad. But yeah, this was another one where the mold line's pretty fine. Not too bad at all. I mean, I could spend hours just removing mold lines, but it's really not too necessary for this model. Right. Okay, so H1, which is this leg here, it slides in to right there. So you have the nub or the peg, and that seems to go in. Okay, yeah, that definitely slides in there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. I'm not going to cut the peg because it is a bit smaller, but you do get a little bit. There is actually 2 contact points that you can glue down. So yeah, it feels like once it goes in, it's like, oh yeah, that's definitely in. And then the same for this one, although this is forward facing a little bit more. So we will put some glue in that little bit there, and just a little dab there. Get that little bit of plastic out of there. So there we go. I want to get that in the glue. Okay, there we go. We've got that main bit done. So you can almost even put it up now. I don't think you want to put it in the base because there are 3 contact points in the base. So one at the back. Yeah, you don't want to put that on the base yet. And that's fine. So next we need the gun. So we need to build the gun first. So H24 and H25. Let's move everything out of the way so I can grab it. So H24, let's actually get the orientation correct again. Oops. H24 is a gun. So I'm just looking at the gun. Okay, here it is. It's just in the top half there. So that's 25, sorry. So top half there, and then just above it, we have the front of the gun. So I'll cut those out. And this one has a few joints to be aware of, and it is a little, it's not flimsy, but there's lots of bits, lots of cabling. So this one we'll have to be careful with. So sorry I can't show cutting the sprue on camera, because it's just the nature of it. So I'll start with this one first. And we will cut that out. Generally pretty easy. So at the moment we're about, my recording is 13 minutes. I think it's more about between 11 and 12 minutes in total. So I'm just looking through, there's like 3 steps. So it's not actually going to take as long as I thought. There are some other models in the kit that are going to take a lot longer, but I'm kind of leaving those so I can get through the videos. And there's some of the cool ones too. Sorry, should have that on camera. So yeah, it just feels really flimsy. It's solid, but you can see how it moves around, so it's something you're just going to kind of grip it in certain ways and not push too hard. Yeah, it's not overly easy to do that because it does seem to have a little bit of a give. But we got there, that's fine. So as you can see, I jump between a number of different tools. Knife, mold remover, sometimes I go back and cut again, and then the file. I just find that the different tools give me access to a few different things, and then also fingernail is a tool as well. So I can definitely feel that. But yeah, that'll be fine because the gun goes up like that. That side will be on the top, so you're generally not going to see it too much, but it's always good just to tidy it up. Alright, and I just want to cut that little bit out there, just so it doesn't take up too much spot in the peg. Okay, right, so we have the top of the gun. It looks like it doesn't matter on the orientation. It looks exactly the same, so that's fine. And that's enough glue there, very small amount. That just goes right in. So you might have to push it down a little bit just to get it to grip in there. It's alright. That slides in fine. I do like the paneling there. How it actually, I think I mentioned this in pretty much all the videos, with the the push fit, easy to build kits, you can make, with the mold design, you can make more precise cuts. So you can cut the models down based on like panel lines and things like that, just simply because it's a lot easier to do than if you have a multi-part kit where you need to have like that ability to, like, kind of, I guess, a modular type situation. So as we turn it around, we have some holes here which the piping goes into, so that end of the piping goes in there, and then the arm goes into the top socket right there. So that's what we will do. I'm not gonna test fit. No, I will test fit. Just to make sure. Oh yeah, that'll slide in pretty easily. So that's fine. So a little bit of gluing there. That's enough. And then into here, just, I think that should, oh, that's probably too much. That should be enough. So let's see if we can do it without screwing up. I always find when I have to do multiple different spots, I have trouble. Oh, that seemed to work pretty well. Okay. And it seems to be the cabling here. There is a little bit of play, so it doesn't have to go in exactly. All right. So that's plugged in nice and tight. Right, so let's go on to the next step. So now we need to do the flensing claw, I think it's called. So 27 and 28 for the two claws, and then that slides in, and then we have the big blade arm, which goes in as well. And then we're pretty much almost done. So bring the sprue back. I'll just move that so I don't break it. We need 27, 28. So we'll look for the flensing claw. Okay, so we have 27 up here, sort of towards the top right. And then we need, what's the other one? 27, oh, it's right next to each other. So 27 there, the single one with the cable, and then 28. So top right, and it looks like the rest of the model is top right too, possibly. But we'll see when we get there. So we'll just chop this one out. I think for some of the other videos, I'll have to move the camera because I can't quite get the right angle to chop on screen, just so you can see what I'm chopping. It's very difficult. And, oops, I missed one. There we go. Ah, there it is. We're getting there, we're getting there. And I have moved the camera anyway, so I've got to remember to actually put things in shot. We'll get there one day. Still early days. Yeah, so I've moved the camera, so when I rock the desk, it doesn't actually rock the entire camera, so I can move stuff around. And it does rock a little bit, but you know, not as bad. That's nice. This is a pretty big claw. Alright, we're getting there. That feels somewhat okay. You can kind of feel it with your fingernail. Oh, sorry, I hit the camera again. All this talk of me, yeah, I moved the camera so I don't hit it as much. No, I hit it all the time. I'm actually using an iPhone, and the zoom just seems to lose a bit of quality, but I'll have a little play around to see if I can actually fix that up. Because there's no point making videos if you can't actually see what I'm doing. Alright, this arm is generally pretty straightforward. There's nothing too difficult because, again, the sprues are actually really nice. There is that little nub there, but part of that may be hidden. I'm not 100% sure yet. So that's that half of the hand, the flensing claw. Also have the second half with the other finger. Oh, it's actually really sharp. You could take someone's eye out. Ooh, this is difficult to hold actually. So there's just that little nub there. Again, I'm not sure how much of this you'll see. I don't think you will see much. I think it's something that slots in to the arm itself, but it's better to tidy up, and that way you can get better contact and not have to stuff around trying to move things about. Okay. This is a little bit fiddly. I always hate doing cables. That's all right, we'll come back and fix that later at some point. So, bring the instructions back, because I always, always want to refer to the instructions here. So, Flensing Claw faces that way, and then it goes like that. So you can see that there are actually 2 contact points. You have the, if you can see it, the peg, and then the rectangular peg, so that will slide right in without any issues. So drop some glue in there, a little bit in there, oops, probably a little bit more. Is there glue in there? Yeah, there is. Can't really tell at the moment, but that's fine. And that just slides in, and just easy. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you can feel it like go in. No problem at all. Right. So we'll just let that sit for a second, let it catch on. And so we have the front, and it goes. Okay, now. So I'm just trying to see. So it looks like it's in the top there. And the cable goes into the back. So we can bring it in camera. So the cable goes into that spot there. You can see, so there's a little spot just there that the cable will go in. That seems to go in there. And you also have this image on that side that actually gives you that information. So let's do that. And there is another cable as well, that end there, that we'll have to try and see where it goes. Alright, put some glue in, and then we'll see where this cable goes. I think there's a spot for it to slide in, but I'm not 100% sure at the moment. So that seems to go, okay, yeah, it goes right into that spot there. So, so you got the extra cable right there. So put it in the middle of the screen. That does connect to, but there is no glue there. So I'm going to try and put just a tiny little bit in there. Okay, that's enough. And that should be enough to join it together. And that's why you should test fit things. Okay, so we've got the Flensing Claw on there. The other step was getting H26, which is big bad arm, and that goes in there. So that's generally pretty straightforward. So we'll bring back the sprue and find H26. So it should be pretty easy to find. H26, top right corner. Oops, sorry, hit the camera again. My goodness, what a disaster. And we will get that. Generally pretty straightforward to cut out, nothing too difficult at all. Okay, let's cut off some little bits. So we are running about 24 minutes at the moment. I'll give you an idea of how to put it together. And again, your time's going to vary, depend on your experience and if you're actually filming it and talking at the same time, doing other things. Normally I would have something else on in the background, so I would get distracted and it would usually take a little bit longer. But it would help if I put it on screen. Alright, let's just tidy up that joint. So the mold lines seem a bit more pronounced in this one for some reason. It's not too bad though. Definitely not the worst I've ever seen. I think I had one of the Orc kits was just an absolute mess. Spent plenty of time just cleaning up the different mold lines and contact points and everything. It was horrible. But that is a fairly old kit. So, alright, so the arm goes into that bottom section there, and we'll just see there's no particular way that it seems to go in. It just seems to go in. Oh, sorry, it does. There is 2 contact points. I didn't see that. So you have the main peg there, But you also have a little dot right there in the top of this arm, and that matches, that's the peg, and then you have that little dot right there. So we will put a little bit of glue there and just a little bit more there. Bring everything back, and so it should just slide in without any problems. So, yeah, there it is. You can just feel it just slot right in. Okay, there we go. We're getting there. So there's only 3 more bits to go. So we have the main body done. Now the next step, getting towards the final steps, is the torso and the back leg. So we need 29 and 30. So 29 and 30. So we need the front, which is that one there. So we'll cut that off. So this looks like, if you can see the top section there, I'm not 100% sure what is what. Okay, it just says the mold has this extra groove in it, but it seems if you face it that way you can't actually see very well, but on the bottom there you can see where that mold connection is. And when you do cut those 2 bits, it does seem to jostle around a bit, so definitely something to be aware of. And I cut the wrong bit. Look what I did. God damn it. Okay. Pay attention to what you're doing, because you're going to screw it up, which is what I just did. But we can fix that. It's not that big an issue. Yeah, so I actually cut off one of the shoulder bits, but we will go back and fix that up in a second. It won't be much of an issue. I think there was enough contact point there to be able to glue it back on. But you know, you feel pretty proud of yourself when you do that, because you're not paying attention. Okay. So as you can see, I chopped this bit off. God damn it. I mean, one of the things you can do, these, like I said, these are old, beat up machines. They're millions of years old. So you can go in and chop bits off, but I don't recommend it. So I'm just trying to see how that actually connects. So it is that way there. So I've chopped it off there. So I think I can do it. Actually, let's glue it on first, and then I will come back and fix it. So it just slides on, no big deal. There is the contact hole right there. So not that much of an issue getting this bit on. Oh, and there's a bit down at the hip pelvis area, I guess. And that is super, super annoying. That is very, very annoying. But so now it's in. I'm just gonna do a bit of glue there, and I'm very annoyed because, oh, does it actually join together? It actually does join. Okay, so I'll just do some quick maneuvering to join that together. So I'm just holding that in there just to get it to join. So yeah, there's that section there. I don't think I should have cut the peg a bit more because, oh, there it is. Okay, good stuff. It does glue together. So we have been saved. Of course, I'm still not entirely happy about the whole bloody situation, but it means we can rectify it. So, oops, I did get it in there. There it is. So it slots down. Sorry, it's not in camera, but I'm doing some surgery. Okay, there we go. It's slotted in place, and I'll probably will come back and clean up those edges on both sides if I can. So disaster is averted. What a freaking disaster. But, so yeah, I mean, you can always try and fix things. It's not always the end of the world, but it's just a matter of being careful, which I just wasn't at that stage. But that's what you're going to get in these videos. I'm not going to sugarcoat being absolutely amazing, being like, it's all perfect, everything goes perfectly together. That's why I'm doing this series. So you can see these kind of mistakes. Alright, so the final leg, H20. So H20, what does that leg look like? So it's 15, no, H20 is right there, so middle of the top. And we'll cut that puppy out. And there is a bit that sticks off, and I'll show you in a second. You do have that bit that will connect in, so you have like a little extra bit sticking out, so something to be careful of. Cut that peg down a little bit, that's fine. So, it is an extremely rainy day today, and rainy days make for the best hobby days, I find. It's been raining for almost like 3 days now, non-stop. Hasn't stopped. Trying to blow some stuff off my camera. Yeah, I love rainy days, which is super, super nice. So this one isn't too bad either. Nothing too difficult here. So, one question I have, if you've got this far, thank you for making it this far. If you want to see more videos, like I said, definitely subscribe and hit that bell notification so you get it. But if you think these videos are running a bit long and you just want to get the guts of the build, definitely let me know. I love doing videos like this. Like I said, it's a really chilled out, build along kind of video. But if you just want the nitty gritty, then let me know. Okay, that is good. So on the back, yep, so you can see, let's get the little pointer there. You can see you do have the peg hole there, and then there's a little flat section there which matches up with, oops, sorry, hit the camera again, the peg hole there, and then the flat bit there. So put a little bit of glue in there, and then a little bit of glue down there, and that will slide in. Perfect. Yeah, and that goes on with no issue at all. And you can push everything together at this stage. That's pretty much it. One more thing we need to do. The head, which is H30. So we'll pull this screw back up. H30. So we have a little head down the bottom, which is 12. Head over there. So on the left hand side, just above this nice big body there, which is, I'm very excited to do that one. That looks really cool. So pretty straightforward one to cut out. There are three connecting points. So you will need to tidy that up a bit. So you can see there's a 2 on, if we can get into focus, there's a 2 on each side of the head. I love the Necron skulls, I really do. Something about them. Because they're kind of humanoid, but also kind of not. And I do love the direction of like the robot zombie army that this new thing is, the new range has gone to. So when we do the Necron warriors, we definitely get to see that a bit more. Alright, that is good. So I think I'm just going to go for it and stick it on. I don't think it's going to be that big an issue. Alright, tiny little bit of glue is all we need. And then the head just goes straight on. Easy. And everything has come together. I'm glad I could save that little corner bit there. That would have been a disaster. So now we need a 60mm base. Now, I don't know where my bases are. Okay, I was not prepared. So 65mm. So that one is a 65mm base, and I have 2 of those. So something will go on that later. So it goes this way. Oops, back to front, and then it just goes in like that. You can see. So we'll put some glue on and put this puppy to bed. Oh, damn it. There's a bit I need to cut off. Didn't think about that, did I? So I don't need to do too much glue. Just put a little bit on just so contact points. Alright, and let's put this in. It's a bit difficult to show this on camera properly because you need to line everything up, but alright, that slides easier than most. There we go. That's it. We had a bit of a disaster, but we were able to rectify it, and honestly, you can't really tell that I cut it unless you really look real hard. But there you go. So it's a big boy. It takes about, I'll say, 35 minutes to put together, which is nice. Yeah, this is very imposing. So if we get, we get the lieutenant this time. So you can see the size difference. Very big size difference. So he sort of sits in there. So you can see like on the side, if I can get a good angle with the camera, you kind of see how big it is. Not quite double the size, but probably a third bigger. Yeah, very nice model. Honestly, not that difficult to put together. There's just lots of little bits that hang off to be aware. But yeah, that's really good. So if you have enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe. Leave a comment with what do you reckon this model is like. Do you like it? You hate it? I like it. It's creepy. It's real gross and creepy. Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got to say. So until next time, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.